Hello my fellow hipsters and welcome back to my channel where we will be discussing 2018's top triumphs. Now, I know this year was rough, but
just think, while you've been getting down and out about the liars and the dirty, dirty cheats of the world, you could have been getting down to
these sick triumphs. First up on the list is God is a Woman by Ariana Grande. This caused controversy in the biblical communities as to what God's gender is, does God have a gender, etc. The song itself never had any intentions of causing Christian rage, but became on its own a feminist anthem of sorts, with women jamming out to the sound of empowerment. Another celebrity who created a big bang in 2018 was skyrocketing pop star Hayley Kiyoko. The formerly known Disney star Hayley Kiyoko rose to fame last year when her album Expectations came out, and so did she. With a short tweet on January 1st of 2018, Hayley said, "It's our year, it's our time, to thrive and let our souls feel alive. Hashtag 2018, starting a revolution of empowerment for the LGBTQ youth who felt like their stories weren't being told in the music industry."
I love this energy. Very excited for you.
Bohemian Rhapsody came out in 2018 sharing the story of Freddie Mercury, a young Tanzanian boy struggling with tradition and his own sexuality, rising to fame and becoming an icon to the whole world as a man who proved you can come from little to becoming something powerful. The movie Black Panther stars the character T'Challa, the first black lead in a Marvel superhero movie. A triumph for not only Marvel, but for Hollywood as a whole, as movies are including more diversity not only in who they hire to be the actors, but diversity in the stories being told.
Never freeze.
Another movie that came out and sparked strong emotions was The Hate U Give, a powerful movie about a young woman named Star, who witnesses her friend Khalil, a young black man, get killed by a police officer due to the racist bias that, like many people in America have, the officer had himself. A movie based off of fictional characters, yet very real and still happening experiences today.
It's about black people, poor people, everybody at the bottom.
No matter who you are, find your purpose. Whatever you're here for, speak up and be heard.
I think it was really culturally, politically critical.
Then comes Hannah Gadsby's Nanette, a Netflix comedy special, sort of. A special that starts off with the audience there and watching it, thinking it is just like any comedy special where the comedian makes self-deprecating jokes and talks about their tragedies in a joking manner. Hannah opens people's eyes to what comedy has come to, especially for LGBTQ people. The comedian's pain in the form of a punchline, and how society needs to see the difference from uncomfy laughter from pain and relief laughter from sharing a pain, and what is too far to laugh at.
I want my story heard, because what I would have done to have heard a story like mine.
Next up is Olympians Adam Rippon and Gus Kenworthy, who competed as the only openly gay Olympians on Team USA. As each year progresses in today's day and age, more people are living as who they are proudly, and even though it may not seem like a huge deal to be yourself, it is difficult for some, but to have public figures put themselves out there like these two Olympians did, a kid with big athletic dreams living with not the most accepting family or friends, is watching the Olympics and breathes with ease, knowing that they have just as great as a chance to be just like them someday too.
So now Shawn Mendes has taken over from Harry Styles.
Yeah, and like I know Harry will be upset.
6 minutes and about 20 seconds.
Another triumph that happened in 2018 was for the teens of America who were finally given a platform to speak on. It seemed like a school shooting was happening every month in America, and a system of sadness, anger, then moving on with no justice repeated itself until the school shooting in Parkland, Florida.
It's that if you don't study, you will fail. And in this case, if you actively do nothing, people continually end up dead. So it's time to start doing something.
Students around the world had had enough of all of this. seeing their own friends being killed in a place where they are supposed to feel safe. Student Emma Gonzalez of Parkland High School came forward about the gun violence she saw, as well as is sick of nothing being done about it, and for once, the system of moving on was broken and the March for Our Lives movement begun. Students all around the U.S. walked out of their classrooms in protest of the lack of gun regulation in hopes that something would be done. Nothing nationally was done because of the protest, but states made small adjustments to their gun laws.
Politicians who sit in their gilded House and Senate seats funded by the NRA telling us nothing could have ever been done to prevent this. We call BS! I cannot believe these numbers right now.
In other political news, in 2018, on June 26, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez won the Democratic Party's primary elections in New York's 14th congressional district, covering parts of the Bronx and Queens in New York City. And at the age of 29, she is the youngest woman to serve in Congress in the history of the United States. She speaks up for minorities' rights, especially in the Latino community.
It is a privilege and an honor to say that we have also elected the youngest woman in American history to serve in Congress.
The last triumph of 2018 locally here in Fishers is that of two young queer women who felt the story of growing up onto the next stage in life wasn't being told realistically or at all, so they wrote and submitted a short screenplay to a film company called Pegasus under the competition title Project Pegasus. And not to toot my own horn, but one of those queer women happens to be me. What was once just a few words on a paper to a hopeful young filmmaker quickly became a dream come true last year as she and her closest friend await the release of their now shot and edited film this summer.
Stop me now. Good time.